Ikweji now. Miss Kambala, aka Mrs. Ikweji, aka Mama RAKEEM.
Nice name.
Please don't let it go. Don't let it go.
Hi, Mr. Ikweji.
Look at her jeans.
Good people, so we're still continuing with Priscilla's interview with Jarvis. Honey, somebody commented on the comment section and saying that am I gonna talk about everything that she does? I'm like, why not? Even if she flirt, I'm gonna talk about it. How about that? If you don't like my content, honey, just move. Anyway, let's continue. So Priscilla continued talking about her life as a mother, businesswoman, and a wife. You all know that she's both. Of course, she was also asked about her religion. Jarvis asked her, so now you're a Muslim or a Christian? And this is what she has to say about that, you guys.
I would like to skip that question. Because they like to twist things. Because even my husband granted an interview.
Yeah.
And he speaks in Swahili.
Yeah.
So when he says something and Nigerian blogs want to carry it, they always twist what he says. Do you understand? So concerning that topic, they made it look like you said, oh, I was being Muslim. You had to, they made it, they twisted what he was trying to say. Thank you. Or maybe he had to force, but that was not what he was trying to say.
Of course, y'all heard it from Prissy. She said that she ain't gonna answer that, okay? Because the last time her husband talked about that, Nigerian blogs twisting and trying to make it seem like jokes meant that Prissy must become a Muslim. They're trying to make it seem like it was jokes who actually forced her to become a Muslim. And most of the time because of the language barrier. And of course, personally, I think that way of faith is a personal choice. You know what I'm saying? And nobody is holier than thou to be out here judging people if you're a Christian or you're a Muslim. Whether Priscilla decides to be a Muslim or a Christian at the end of the day, it's her choice. You know what I'm saying? And I like the fact that she decided to skip that, because if she could have answered, that could have overshadowed everything.
Oh, I'm a star boy, RAKEEM. Oh my God. This is big.
How do you understand Tanzania? Like, your husband dropped a sound, and you sang it word for word.
Love. Because I don't think Swahili is hard to understand, to be honest. But
the interview was a little bit all over the place. That's why she kept on repeating the same question over and over again, even the questions that she already answered. She's not an interviewer, so I understand. Anyway, let's move with it. Of course, we've noticed that, every time Jukes drop a song, Priscilla automatically is able to sing the words, even those ones in Swahili, and they ask her, how is that? You know what I'm saying? And Priscilla says she's been learning, of course, Swahili. And secondly, if you really love someone, right? If you really, really love someone, then, you just find yourself doing things that, you don't even notice them. It's people that will be out here telling you, oh, nowadays you're like this, nowadays you're like that. Sometimes you just do them and you don't even notice because you're doing it out of love, right? So I think that is where that, of course, was coming from, and her wanting to know the language because, she doesn't want that language barrier to be, since she lives in TZ. Let's listen to that.
that's why I'm traveling to London.
Jesus. I'm not trusting you yet.
Oh my God. My mom's movie premiere. She's doing the launch in London.
We are trying. Is baby RAKEEM still breastfeeding, or is eating other food too?
It's other food, but it's still breastfeeding.
Will you take him to travel, or
I'm supposed to take him to travel?
please?
But I'm thinking.
On that clip, and sorry about the noise in the background, I'll try and see if I'll be able to find the one that is a little bit less noisy tomorrow when I'll be doing some of these clips that we did not do. Remember, if you don't like my content, kindly stop asking me not to do these videos, because a lot of people love me talking about this. So if you don't like it, just wait and watch for the next one, right? Of course, on this clip, they were talking, and Prissy randomly said, by the way, I'm going to London. And Jarvis was shocked, hey, what's up? And Prissy said that they're actually going for the movie Return of Lorenzo movie premiere in London. And she also said that she might might go with RAKEEM or not. And Jarvis asked her, is RAKEEM still breastfeeding? And she said sometimes he does. And of course, with the technology, probably pumping the milk. And also, Prissy said that RAKEEM is learning how to eat. So that answered a lot of people who, when Prissy traveled to Dubai, kept on asking, isn't RAKEEM breastfeeding? I'm like, the technology has fortunately been ahead of time, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, how did you come about?
Yeah, so Priscilla's Locks, I've been doing this for like 6 years now. Yes. I've been so consistent with my bags, and I also have a clothing line in which we're trying to rebrand now.
I'll patronize.
Sisters, girlhood. So, you know, I have a clothing line, I have a bag brand. I like to walk. I like to be useful.
Yeah, I see that.
Wow. And I think these are one of the qualities, the reason why Jukes fall in love with Priscilla, because Jukes said that he's always wanted a woman who has something going on with herself. And of course, Prissy is saying that she just loves to work. She just feel like it's part of who she is, you know what I'm saying? Because life is moving. You know, what's your purpose in life? You know, do you just want to sit down and watch the world go? You know, working is more part of living your life, making your life more exciting. It's more like writing your own story, like living your life the way you want it to be. You know what I'm saying? And I understand exactly what she's saying about that. And there's this also specific clip I want to play y'all.
Working.
Yeah.
Okay, is your partner cool with it?
Of course.
Very cool. Like you don't feel like, oh, the work is taking you away from home.
So that's when I now come into place to try and balance everything. You know, there are conversations to be had. Okay, well, this is what I want to do. How do we do it? When do you understand? Like, it's like we plan ourselves.
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to Lagos, you do everything you have to do. We'll come back while he's in Tanzania, he's working. We come back, we have Wednesdays, we have date nights, we have this on Sundays, family time. You know, there's like time for
It's arranged.
Okay, I think what Prissy is trying to say is everything needs balance. You know what I'm saying? In as much as both of you are busy, both of you are trying to make ends meet at the end of the day, you still need each other. You know, it should be part of you. It should be as important as the work, you know. And I also understand there's some men who don't want their women to work, even if, you know, the women have careers. I know personally people who literally made their women quit work because they don't want that. They want to be the sole provider. But I also understand of men who want their women to have something going on, you know what I'm saying? But to be honest, I feel like everybody, okay, a woman or a man, you need something to do outside of you just being with your partner. You need to have friends, you need to go out, you did something out of that, you know what I'm saying?
A woman is not easy emotionally. Do you understand? We go through a lot of emotions. Childbirth, having to be the one to get the breakfast.
Yes.
We go through a lot of emotions. While we men, we are allowed to express our emotions. We are allowed to, you know, people, to show it off. People can, you know, like still, you're sad, don't worry, take this. But for a man, they are being led to hide their emotions. Do you understand? Like, regardless of whatever they're going through. So imagine being able to be, you know, we're talking now, we're expressing ourselves for free, but as a man, guy for now, like, you have to be tough, you have to be, and at the end of the day, you're burning inside. This conversation we're having now, when we get back home, we feel relaxed. You know, you let some things out, but as a guy, you have to be like, then when you get in private, you're like, it's just you and you. So that's why it can be a bit hard for men.
And of course, definitely, rightfully so, you know. Women, we think that, you know, the way we always go out, up to our girlfriends, you know, it's easier for a woman to open up than a man. You know, I used to think that whenever men are hanging out in a bar, watching football, you know, sometimes they can confide in their friend. And I find out that even that your very best friend to your husband or your man, they don't even know most of the things that your man is actually going through. And that is where you come in as a woman to try and make your men open, especially our, African men. It's easy for them to connect with their emotions most of the time, because growing up they were told, you know, men don't cry, you know, men don't complain, just get up, go and do what you need to do, you know what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate because most of the time when you are going through it, I know of a friend who the husband don't know what to do with her whenever she's going through her own emotion, because the husband don't know what to do with his own emotions. So you are meeting someone and you feel like they don't care about you. It's not like they don't care about you. It's just that they were never taught how to connect with that part of who they are. You know what I'm saying? So you as a woman, is where you need to learn how to make this man trust you. You know, once they've trust you, just like a pet, when you meet a stray pet on the road, you make them trust you, and then they just follow you around. That is the same with the man. Just have him trust you, and the rest is history. Anyway, keep it class, Sister Messi.